this piece was about being completely consumed and overtaken by the natural elements, by the ocean. I came up with the idea when I was on a walk. It was like just a January. It was at the beginning of January. I was walking on the beach. It's about 30 degrees Fahrenheit, so pretty cold. I think I was one of the only people out. It was around 4:30 in the afternoon, right before sunset. My favorite time to ever look at the ocean. There was just like a calmness about it. And I just remember not really trying to think too hard, because sometimes I'll go out and I'll like search for inspiration, but I notice it's best when I just let it come to me. And I had the image not in the moment of me walking and taking in the sights and scents and letting the wind blow on my face and the salty air just kind of overtake me. But after, when I took this picture that I'll put up here, there was like a certain dichotomy about it and a duality that I wanted to portray. So I had an image of just a head, one side of it being monochromatic, the other side being predominantly just oversaturated in color from the sunset, and having like initially just one half of the eyes shut, one half opened up, eyes open, and it ended up, I added drips and drops to kind of symbolize truth. On the surface level, this means to be completely encapsulated and letting nature overtake you, whatever that may be, whether you're around trees or mountains, valleys, hills, whatever you're really around. It just so happened mine was the ocean, and the right side being oversaturated in the face, just kind of getting lost in the background to symbolize kind of exiting your body in a way, and entering just a peaceful state and letting yourself go in a way. And then on a more emotional level, for me, it means to surrender to your truths. I feel like the left side with the eyes shut, meaning you can, be asleep to certain things that are in your life, until they literally trickle down and cover you completely and suffocate you. And you have to come out of your thoughts, and you have to come into your own being and be real with that, if that makes sense. So in a way, I want this to be shown like a little bit apart so that you can really see make it look like it's really flying onto the right side. There's little lines, so I want it to appear that it's like shooting onto the other side. You can't really see the face in the right part. Mainly, I didn't really want there to be a lot drawn to it. I want the viewer to kind of walk up and look at it and say, what even is this? Like, what kind of face is that? And just kind of get lost in it. But yeah, it's going to be called like Natural Dichotomy or something of that nature. No pun intended there, but yeah, this was more of a spur of the moment. It only took me a couple days of painting sessions, and it's smaller, but it was inspired by this photo. It was inspired by me being in an environment that I felt really, really comfortable in, and I felt overcome with like an inspiration and desire for this particular idea. And I just wanted to share it a little bit better because I think with video I can explain my thoughts a little bit better, because if you see it you might be confused, and I do want you to interpret it however you do, but the main message being that we're in a way, another way I look at it is that we can be asleep in certain ways, like in general, like people turning towards drugs or alcohol or pills or whatever, makes them kind of numb to emotion. And then in nature, or in this specific sense, I felt so vulnerable and raw within my own head. I couldn't really turn anything on. Like, there's a certain stillness to being by the ocean for me that completely clears my mind and opens it at the same time. It's a surreal experience. And I felt it here, and I really wanted to share it with you. And I just wondered if you felt any of the same emotions sometimes when you're outside, if you get ideas or creativity, or it just allows you to think better. I know people say it clears their head, and in a way it does that. Like I just said, for me, it clears it, but it also ignites thoughts into my head. But yeah, I just wanted to share that with you. Also, just an update. I am updating my blog regularly now. I'm going to try and get one blog post per week with a newsletter, and just like updates, because I put content on different platforms. I mean, anywhere from YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram are the same. And then sometimes Twitter, but rarely Twitter, but mainly just like my website and keeping it up to date. And then now YouTube. So I want to have a newsletter that just tells you what the content is, tells you about the new blog post. I'm having a show, the Ocean City Art Gallery, on February 1st with Megan Barak. She's an amazing artist. You should follow her if you don't already. And basically the show is going to be around identity, and that's kind of the main theme of the show. The meaning of it for me in my identity series is I just graduated last May and just moving to a new place, living at the beach now, and I'm from Pennsylvania, but having just a shift in identity, a shift in thoughts, like purpose. What is purpose? I feel everybody goes through this, but I think you really experience it after a milestone or something like college, and you're really on your own. And I think I really opened up with this series and doing that, and realizing that I think before I was looking for an answer, but realizing that I'm experiencing it now. I will be experiencing it in the future and forever in my life. I think that's the main takeaway, is we're constantly growing and evolving, and I don't know all the answers. And I think just surrendering to the fact we don't, and living and being happy and finding ourselves at the same time. Not finding ourselves, but listening to ourselves, if that makes any sense. So I want to do more videos like this, talking inspiration. If you like this one, please give it a like. Please subscribe. That would mean the world to me. I'm going to try and get to 100 subscribers and make more videos. I do have my first ASMR video in the making, and I will keep you updated on my show, and that'll be on my blog too. So thank you so much for watching, and check out this painting if you haven't already.